welcome to the news updates on African television, reaching you from the nation's commercial capital, Lagos, Nigeria. I am Deborah Ezeh. We begin from Nigeria. President Muhammad Buhari yesterday mandated the armed forces to quell the gale of insecurity across the country by the end of the year. Minister of Interior Alhaji Rauf Aregbesola disclosed this in Abuja at a joint World Press Conference. The section, which focused on Nigeria's efforts to tackle the terrorist-induced insecurity wreaking death, destruction, and danger in the country, was moderated by Minister of Information and Culture Alhaji Lai Mohammed and addressed by Minister of Defense Major General Bashir Magashi and Minister of Police Affairs Alhaji Mohammed Dinyadi. Aregbesola said the residents gave the marching orders to the security chiefs to move against bandits and terrorists, stressing that they must be smoked out, while the security challenges facing the country must end by the end of the year. Now addressing the meeting, Magashi said the Abuja-Kaduna Expressway had been secured through a combined effort of the armed forces, the police, and other security agencies. His position was corroborated by Dinyadi, who added that the security situation in the country had begun to improve, in spite of the activities of some unpatriotic elements. The Department of State Services, Defense Intelligence Agency, Nigeria Financial Intelligence, and other agencies yesterday vowed to disrupt terrorist networks as part of measures to mitigate money laundering and terror financing in the country. Now moving on, the Christian Association of Nigeria on Monday talked tough on the Muslim presidential ticket of the All Progressives Congress, insisting that its opposition to the ticket remained unchanged. It also said it had not reached an agreement with the APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu. There was a report on Monday that Tinubu met with the leadership of CAN over the controversy that arose from the party's choice of a Muslim ticket for the 2023 general elections. Debunking the report of the agreement between Tinubu and CAN, the Christian body in a statement on Monday maintained that it had not changed its stance on the contentious Muslim ticket. The statement signed by the Special Assistant on of the Association, Luminous Jana Mike, was titled Muslim ticket. CAN maintains its position. The association also warned that Tinubu's presence and donation at last week's 70th birthday of Catholic Bishop of Sokoto, Most Reverend Matthew Ezeh Kuka, should not be seen as a financial inducement bribe to pacify the Christian community. Away from Nigeria, residents of rallied Odinga stronghold Kisumu reacted to the news that the country's Supreme Court has dismissed Odinga's petition to overturn the August presidential election results, which named his rival William Ruto the winner. Some felt their victory had been stolen from them and are waiting for the further direction from their kingpin Odinga. I will accept the verdict with a faint heart because we have lived in this Kenya and have seen a lot. There is only one problem in Kenya, and that is money. That is referring to bribery. Money is wasting this country away. I do not want to say much. The Supreme Court has given its verdict, but I'll wait for my general, who is Ralia Amolu Odinga, to give directions on what is the way forward and if this will be his last attempt. Then I will also say that this is my last time to be going voting, and I don't think if I will ever wake up so early to vote again in my whole life in Kenya, a Kisumu resident said. Meanwhile, African heads of state and top figures from global organizations met in Rotterdam on Monday to address climate change financing in Africa. Rich countries said they will spend about $25 billion by 2025 to boost Africa's efforts to adapt to climate change as the continent continues to struggle with droughts, cyclones, and extreme heat, according to officials. The amount promised by the Africa Adaptation Acceleration Program, a joint initiative between various nations and organizations, is billed as the largest ever adaptation effort globally. Half of the amount is pledged by the African Development Bank, with representatives from Denmark, the United Kingdom, France, the Netherlands, the International Monetary Fund, and others also offering their support for the initiative. Now, the continent emits just 3% to 4% of emission, despite being home to nearly 17% of the world's population, but experts say it is particularly vulnerable to climate change as it's less able to adapt. African nations hope to use the funds to improve their resilience to extreme weather events such as droughts or flood, increase tree cover and protect biodiversity, as well as expand their renewable energy capacity. Many speakers at the event felt the upcoming COP27 was a perfect place for the issue to be nailed down. Ghana's President Nana Akufo-Addo said his country will push for the funds allocated to adapting to a warmer climate to be doubled at the forthcoming United Nations Summit in Egypt in November. Still on the African scene, flash floods have killed 12 more people in Sudan over the past week, a Sudanese official has said, bringing the death toll since the start of the rainy season in May to 112. Brigadier General Abdul Jalil Abdul Rahim, the spokesperson for Sudan's National Council for Civic Defense, said at least 115 people have been injured. The downpours, which began earlier than normal this year, also inundated around 85,000 houses, hospitals, schools, and other government facilities across the country. The spokesman said the death included 74 people who drowned, 32 died when their homes collapsed, and 6 died of electrocution. The United Nations last week said at least 258,000 people have been affected by floods in 15 of Sudan's 18 provinces. Away from the African scene, we now head to the foreign scene. Truss yesterday emerged as the third female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom after Theresa May and Margaret Thatcher. Truss succeeded Boris Johnson, who resigned his appointment as Prime Minister in July over a series of scandals. Truss is also the Conservative Party leader, gathering 81,326 votes against a rival, former Finance Minister Rishi Sunak, who had 60,399 votes. Before her emergence as Prime Minister, Truss was the Secretary of State for Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Affairs. She will formally take office today after Johnson tenders his resignation to Queen Elizabeth II. She pledged action to tackle the crisis in a short victory speech at a conference center in London. According to the CNN, without offering details, Truss promised a bold plan to cut taxes and build economic growth and deliver on the energy crisis, dealing with people's energy bills, but also dealing with the long-term issues we have on energy supply. Now, Truss had been the front-runner for weeks, and the 47-year-old will now follow Margaret Thatcher and Theresa May to become Britain's third female premier. And now moving on, U.S. intelligence has assessed that Moscow is buying millions of artillery shells and rockets from North Korea. The New York Times reported on the heels of reports that the Russian military has begun using Iranian-made drones. U.S. officials said they could confirm that the New York Times reporting was accurate and that additional Russian purchases of North Korean military equipment were expected. The Times quoted U.S. government officials as saying that the purchases showed U.S.-led sanctions and began to bite and to reduce Russian ability to sustain its invasion of Ukraine, which Moscow has called a special military operation. Now, the paper report on Monday said the recently declassified intelligence provided no details about what was purchased, beyond saying that the items included artillery shells and rockets. Ukraine recently launched counter-offensives in several locations, including around Kherson, which Russia has occupied since early in the invasion. In preparation for those attacks, Ukrainian forces struck Russian supply areas, including those containing artillery and ammunition. Still on the foreign scene, Canada's largest manhunt extended into its third day on Tuesday, with hundreds of officers searching for the lone surviving suspects in a stabbing spree that killed 10 people on Sunday, rolling a country where mass violence is rare. Miles Sanderson, 30 years old, remained on the loose and possibly injured, police said, after they found his brother Damian Sanderson, a 31-year-old, dead in a grassy area of the James Smith Cree Nation in Saskatchewan on Monday. The brothers are suspected of murdering 10 people and wounding 18 more in a stabbing rampage that devastated an indigenous community in one of the deadliest attacks in Canada's modern history. Police said some of the victims appear to have been targeted, while others were apparently random. Police said they were investigating whether Sanderson may also have killed his brother and could have sustained injuries that might cause him to seek medical attention. Police had yet to offer details about the victims, except they were men and women spanning a wide range of ages. And now, top stories from the sports scene. And it's a wrap for News Update today. Do follow all our social media platforms displaying on your screen to stay connected and updated with news and other programs. Once again, I am Deborah Ezeh. Bye for now.